Hi, this is LB with the Dartmouth Student Wellness Center. This is day 3 of ReCentering, a 7-day yoga challenge. In today's flow, we'll play with meeting without pushing past our edge with a bit of grace and lightness. Typically, we tend to zip past our edge habitually with a sense of tightness and unnecessary pushing. So we will play with building some heat in our body, but giving lots of space to ease up when it might be most skillful. We hope you enjoy. See you on the mat.
We'll begin today's practice in Sukhasana, which is also known as sweet seat. So already I'll invite you to practice that discernment, because for some of us a cross-legged position might not feel so sweet. So I want you to come into whatever posture that embodies that sense of sweetness for you. So that may be cross-legged, that might be one leg out, or even both legs out, or some variation, something in between. But somewhere that you feel that you can get a little lift in the spine. There's a little wake up in the upper body, that effort. But then there's ease with the foundation. There's room to relax into this posture while staying wakeful and present. You might wish to close your eyes for these few opening moments. I want you to begin to deepen your breath. Allow your awareness to settle on the sensations of your breath. Again, bringing in that balance of effort and ease, even with your awareness, that there's intention of paying attention, but there's not tightness or gripping or yanking yourself back to the present moment when you may have drifted away. There's a gentle corral back. If you'd like, you can bring your hands in front of heart center and lift your heart up to meet your thumbs. And taking a moment to honor that you've done the hardest part, which is to show up, you're here. And perhaps setting an intention for your practice. So you might think, in the next 35 to 40 minutes or so, I'll practice listening to my body and knowing when I want to pull back and knowing when I may want to meet my edge with kindness and curiosity. As always, feel free to use words that work for you. And bowing your head towards your heart, sealing that intention in. Releasing your hands to your lap and inhale the chin so it's parallel to the ground. Opening eyes and deepening your breath in some way. You might be coming into that ujjayi breath, that whispery breath that we create with a slight constriction of the throat muscles, with a 3 to 4 second inhale through the nose, 3 to 4 second exhale through the nose. And on your next inhale, just allow your gaze to look over your left shoulder, just feeling some nice stretch in the right side of your neck, and only going as far as feels comfortable for your neck today. Inhaling your chin back through center. Exhale all your air out. And inhale, let your gaze now look over towards the right shoulder, out beyond, allowing that left shoulder to drift back as much as the right, allowing both shoulders to remain soft and steady. There's some effort with a lift of your spine, lift with the crown of your head, and then the ease comes in with softening all around that lift. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to let your chin come back through center. Exhale all your air out. And now bring the awareness in your shoulders for some shoulder rolls. Inhale, shrugging the shoulders, exaggerating that shrug towards the tips of your ears. Exhale, draw the shoulders back, roll them down. Doing that 2 more times. Inhale, up and back. And pausing at the down position, and we're going to take it the opposite way. So exhale, draw the shoulders back first, keeping them down. Inhale, reach them up, forward, and down. Two more times, just like that, going in the opposite direction. Nice. And then just kind of wiggling out, shaking it out. And then bringing your right hand next to your right hip, pressing the earth away as we come into our first side stretch, lifting your left arm up and over, but letting that left shoulder drop, letting your gaze either look out in front of you or down, or maybe even up. Bringing in that practice of discernment for what would feel best with your neck. For me today, it's looking down. And then as I press away the earth with my right hand, feeling some more space between each and every rib on the left side of my body. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale slowly to float up. Let that left hand find the floor beside your left hip now. Root down with the left hand. And as you press the earth away, inhale the right arm up and over. Exhale, draw that right shoulder down your back. And then beginning to play with where you want to place your head. Looking up, straight forward, or maybe even down, knowing this side might be a little different. And as you press the floor away with your left hand, getting more space between each and every ribs on the right side of your body. Feeling those right fingertips stretch out as the right sitting bones root down. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to float back up to center. Exhale, both hands down. And now placing your right hand on your opposite knee, placing your left hand behind you slightly, and then beginning to root down through both sitting bones, grow tall. And as you exhale, feel the navel draw in as you begin to come into this gentle twist. Again, letting your head follow your torso. So we're not necessarily twisting with our shoulders or our head, but it more feels like the navel, the belly button, is doing the guiding for us. One more breath, inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale to unwind, lifting arms overhead, taking the gaze above as well. And exhaling arms out wide, chin comes parallel to the ground. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, taking that left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, getting length, pressing through that left sitting bone as much as your right. Exhale, let the belly button draw in as that guides you into this twist. Again, not forcing the twist with your head or your shoulders. In fact, letting that left shoulder draw back as much as the right. But in fact, that the sternum, the navel, the chest is really leading the way into this twist. One more breath, inhaling and exhaling. And inhale, pressing through the sitting bones, grow tall as the arms stretch up once again, gaze lifts. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, release your hands. Come over onto your hands and knees into a tabletop posture. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, fingers spread out wide, wrist creases parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then we're just going to start with some hip circles to loosen up the hips and those big joints of our body. So first is we're going to begin to inhale the left knee off the floor out wide. And then just begin to take that knee and the hip in circles going one direction, breathing still, pausing when it lowers, and now going the other direction. Noticing what's happening in that hip and your breath. And then pausing in the center once again, dropping the knee just to find some ease. And then we're going to kick that left foot up and come into a cow belly shape with this next posture. So as you're ready, strong, steady hands. Inhale, lift the left foot up, lift the gaze, melt the heart. And then as you exhale, curl the left knee in towards the chin, arch the spine into cat. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reach up with the toes, look up. Exhale, curl everything in. Inhale, sweeping up, opening up. And exhale, curling everything in. This time, inhale, shoot the left leg out long behind you. And then just turn the ankle, turn the foot one direction, and then the other direction. Beautiful. And then lower the left knee next to the right. Exhale, back soles of the feet or tops of the feet to the mat as your hips reach toward your heels, just for one breath of rest here. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale slowly to float up, feeling the body rise. Reestablish your steady foundation. Shift some of the weight into that left hand, the left knee, as you inhale the right knee to the side. And then begin to take the right knee back and making little or big circles with the knee to really floss that right hip joint. Going at a pace that works for you. Going at a diameter of a circle that works for you too. And the next time you're down, pausing for a moment, floating that knee, and then taking the other direction. Just noticing what's happening in your body and your breath. And a great way to practice discernment is if you stop breathing or if you can't find a steady breath. It might be that you're pushing too hard. So that's a good indicator to back up and to gentleize it. Floating the knee, dropping down for a moment of ease. Beautiful. And then reestablishing that foundation with your hands, hugging the arm bones towards one another. Inhale now, the right toes to the sky. Gaze looks forward. Belly and heart melt into that cow shape with your spine. Inhaling. And as you exhale, curling everything in, getting that cat arch, forehead towards knee. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale to arch, to sway. Exhale to curl. Inhale and opening. Exhale and closing. Inhale, pressing that right leg out long now. And then just turning the ankle one direction and then the other direction. Then dropping both knees, the right knee next to the left. And then let your toes stay tucked under here as you reach your hips towards your heels. Work your hands out ever so slightly, letting the elbows find the floor, and then letting the forehead find the floor. If the floor just seems a little too far away, you can always stack your hands or make a little pillow with your hands for your forehead to rest. And as we're in this child's pose variation, letting the arms really lengthen the spine so the hips feel like they're reaching towards your heels. Reestablish a smooth, steady breath here if you've lost it. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, slowly rise up halfway. And exhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your knees. And for a moment, just sitting onto your heels for a nice deep toe stretch here. Feeling the body weight come towards the heels, feeling the toes stretch. We'll be here for one more breath. This is a great area to practice discernment. Right? If it becomes too much, you can always come out a little early. Give yourself permission for that. Inhaling and exhaling. If you haven't left already, now inhale, come towards your knees and place your knees hip distance apart. And I'm just going to turn this way so you can see. We're going to set up for variation of gate pose. So first, just keeping your hands to your hips. We're going to outstretch our right leg and see if you can place that whole foot onto the ground, toes pointing straight forward. And then letting the right palm open and just lay on that extended right leg. Then inhale, begin to lift your torso out of your hips. Pelvis will gently press forward as we begin to come into a side stretch, letting the left arm come up and over. So it's reaching for that right hand. It probably won't touch. There might be a lot of space as there is in mine. So we're just reaching in that direction, but letting that left shoulder stay soft, lifting out of that left hip, getting more space in both sides of our torso, actually. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to float both arms up. And taking the counter twist, letting the left hand tent and find the floor on the other side, reaching the right arm up and over, taking up more space. Again, chest and pelvis draw forward, even a little arch in the spine. And then inhale slowly to press your left hand against the ground, coming all the way up. Exhaling, hands to hips, drawing that right knee back to the left. Finding your foundation, finding your center. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. And now coming to the other side, reaching the left foot out long, trying to place that outer edge of your left foot against the mat, root down. And then letting that left palm stay open as it draws down your leg. And then begin to lengthen already out of the hips, out of the torso, as the right arm comes up and over. Again, hands are yearning towards one another, although they're not collapsing. There's just that yearn, like you're hugging some magnificent big beach ball. Right shoulder stays dropped as much as the left, rooting down with that right knee as the hips draw forward to give you lift and rise. And then noticing if you're trying too hard, you're reaching for that left hand and seeing where you can maybe find a little bit more ease, a little bit more sweetness here. Taking one more breath, inhale and exhale. And inhale, floating both arms up. Exhale, finding the floor with right fingertips, and then reaching the left arm up and over, chest and hips reach forward, shine out through the heart. And inhale to help yourself all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to hips, drawing the left knee under the left hip. And then from here, placing your hands down. Again, that nice steady foundation, at least shoulder width apart, knees still grounded. And from here, either reaching the hips back towards your heels once again as the ears are framed by the biceps, or perhaps you'd like to come into downward facing dog, lifting the knees off the ground and perhaps pedaling your feet out, breathing here. And then finding some stillness as you let the hips reach towards the sky and the heels reach towards the ground. Head is passive and gaze is looking between your shins or your ankles. Arms are lifted as heart melts. One breath here, inhale and exhale. And inhale, bend your knees as you're ready, look forward and walk your feet to the front of the mat. And as you arise, I'll invite you to rise halfway up. And exhale, lower with knees bent. And inhale, press through the feet, let the head drop, and slowly roll yourself up to a comfortable standing position, mountain. Shoulders roll up, back, and down, palms slightly open. Feel your feet beneath you, parallel off them, two straight lines. And then feeling the capability, the strength in your legs. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And as your arms lift, the heels lift, coming on the tippy toes, hugging your ankles towards one another. And then as you exhale, let the heels draw down, bend the knees, coming into chair pose. Groins go deep, tailbone scoops, arms reaching again out in front of you. And then a hug with your inner thighs, but the legs are not collapsing in. And again, another great place, right? Where do we meet our edge? Are we going past it? Do we need to rise up a little bit? Do we need to bend our elbows? practicing that discernment here so that you can not only feel the strength that you possess, but you can feel some sweetness as well. Taking one more breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, dive forward, straightening your legs, coming to a forward fold. Pressing through both feet, inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, lowering down, fingers to the mat, and stepping one foot back at a time, coming into plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, and keeping a low belly strong, slowly bend your elbows, keeping them tucked into your ribs, lowering everything down at the same time. Point your toes, press in through the tops of your feet as you gather your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms on the ground, palms on the ground, setting up for Sphinx Pose here. So as we set up for Sphinx Pose, there's still a lot of power in the legs, pressing down through the tops of the feet, ankles drawing in, kneecaps lifted. And then we'll begin to draw our chest between our upper arm bones. Shoulders drop, chin is somewhere parallel towards the ground in that position. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, we're going to press against the earth. Find that cat belly. So the thighs and the belly are going to lift as the head drops. And so then inhale, curl that all down, coming back into Sphinx. 2 more times, just like that. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Nice, and exhale, rest and feel some ease, letting your arms come beside you, side of your cheek on the mat. And then inhale, chin back through center. And fire up your legs, press through the tops of the feet. Feel the ankles hug towards one another, the kneecaps lift. Press down through your pelvis, and then begin to curl your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, draw the shoulders up as you reach your hands towards your heels. And now option to lift your heels as well, or leave them grounded. Wherever you are, feeling lift, letting the inhale bring you a little higher. And then the exhale is the ease, the softening. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here, inhaling. And exhaling to lower. Now let your cheek go to the other side, taking pleasure in this rest. And then inhaling the chin back through center, hands coming beneath shoulders, tucking your toes, pressing back into that low plank position with knees on the ground. And then exhaling either back to puppy dog, arms lifted, hips towards heels. Or if you'd like to lift your knees and come into full downward facing dog, that's a really lovely option as well. Smooth out and steady your breath. Notice if your breath is labored, and if you need to bring the knees to the ground, you do that. You give yourself permission. Then inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and make your feet up to the front of the mat once again. Inhale, sweep up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, soften your knees and roll yourself up all the way to mountain pose. Palms slightly open, shoulders wrap up, backing down. Then inhale, arms to the sky, heels lift on your tippy toes. Nice. And exhale, heels descend, coming into that chair pose, strong chair, feeling the fire that this can create. But easing that fire with our breath, with what we might be telling ourselves. And then inhale, just straighten your legs. Exhale, hands down through heart center. And then inhale, take a long step back with your left foot, coming into prep for warrior two on this side. So nice long stance with your right toes pointing straight forward, the back foot slightly angled in, heel to arch alignment with the legs. And then from here, just beginning to bend that right knee towards 90 degrees. It doesn't have to go all the way, right? You might pause here, but making sure this knee does not pass the ankle. And then inhaling the arms out, palms face down, gaze looking out over the middle finger, left foot rooting down as much as that right. And then from here, inhale, straighten the legs, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Two more times, just like that. Inhale to sweep up. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, keeping the right knee bent just where it is, we're going to come into reverse warrior. So left hand falls down, right hand flips as we arch back, up and over. And inhale, warrior two. Reaching back, coming to warrior two. Inhale, last time here. And exhaling, warrior two. And now coming to bent triangle, letting that right elbow find the knee. Left shoulder stacks over right, left hip draws back, chest draws forward, pelvis moves forward. And then we're gonna link it all together here. So your next inhale, come all the way back, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bent triangle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale. Last time here, inhale, come all the way back. And exhale. All the way to bent triangle, pausing here. And then inhaling warrior two. Bending through that front knee a little bit more before we leave it. And inhale, straightening that front leg. Exhaling, hands to hips. And then pivoting your right toes to be parallel to the left. We're just going to take it right to the other side. So inhale, pivoting your back toes now to the back of your mat, angling the back foot slightly in. Inhaling, arms out shoulder height as you bend in to warrior two on this side. Tuning into the foundation again. Knee bent towards 90 degrees, not passing that angle. Back edge of your back foot rooting down, right hip opening, left hip opening. So your hips feel like they're opening like a book. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. And then reversing our warrior, right hand reaches down, left palm opens up, reaching back, reaching forward. Reaching back, reaching forward. Reaching back and reaching forward. Pausing. Nice. And then letting the left elbow find the left top of the thigh. Bent triangle here, stacking shoulder over shoulder, peeling your chest open. Again, this is a great place to practice discernment with where you want to put your head. You can always look down. You can always look forward, or you can always look up. And then from here, putting it all together, reversing the warrior on inhale, exhaling back, bent triangle. Inhaling to reverse, exhaling, bent triangle. Last time here, inhale, reversing, exhale, and pause. Feel the strength, meeting that edge, but finding sweetness in the breath, in your strength, in your courage. And then inhale to rise, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, pivot on the toes. Exhale, hands to hips. Pivot on your front toe now. And inhale that left leg all the way to the front of the mat. Coming into mountain pose. Inhale, extend through the arms, lift the heels. Hug the ankles towards one another. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. Last chair of the class. Feeling hips go deep, tailbone scoops, chest rises. Taking one more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, hug opposite elbows with opposite hands, knees bent a lot or a little here. And just let yourself shake your head, yes and no, back and forth. Let yourself sway from side to side. Slow down your breathing. And release your hands. Inhaling up, halfway lift. Then exhale, lower hands to the mat, stepping back long with one leg, then the other. Exhaling, knees to the ground, and then lowering belly and chest so they touch at the same time. Inhale, pointing your feet. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, press back to that low plank, and let your hips once again find your heels, letting the head, the heart melt. Then inhale, walking your hands up to your knees, and then sweeping your legs in front of you, coming into bound angle, placing the soles of your feet together, hands on the outer edges of your ankles. And as you press the big toe mounds together, let your knees draw to the ground. But again, we're not pushing, we're not striving to get somewhere. We're letting our body speak to us and listen. Where is that sweet spot? I feel some opening in my groins, but I'm not hurting my knees. I'm not gripping with my hands or my belly. Option here, if you can keep the integrity of the length of the spine, to gently begin to fold forward. Again, lengthening the low back, lengthening the mid and upper back and the neck, leading with the heart. Going only as far as your body says, yes, this is the sweet spot. Pause and breathe here. And maybe let the breath evolve it from there for you. And as you are ready, if you lowered it all, inhale to rise up. Exhale to extend the left leg out, placing the right foot over that left knee. Rooting down with the inner edge of that right foot. Hug the right knee and grow taller. And then hugging the right knee with the left arm, let your right hand reach behind your sacrum, flexing and engaging that outstretched leg. Inhale, just ending with a final seated twist here. Again, both shoulders drawing back as we begin to look over our right shoulder or in that direction. Both sitting bones grounded, rooting down with that inner edge of that right foot, rooting down with the back of that extended left leg. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale to slowly let yourself unwind to center. Extend that right leg, shake out those feet, and then begin to draw the left leg up and over, noticing if already this side feels a little different. Hug the right knee in, get a little taller. Engage that extended leg, Velcro the back of the leg to the ground as you reach the left hand towards your sacrum. Letting both shoulders drop. Inhale, get tall. Exhale to twist. Inhale, let that left sitting bone reach or root as much as the right. And the twist is coming from the core rather than us forcing it with the neck and the shoulders. And as you feel ready, I invite you to inhale, to unwind, to come back through center. Outstretch your legs and give them a little shake. And I invite you just to bend your knees, soles of the feet on the ground. Inhale your arms forward and let yourself roll down with control and ease onto your backs. Nice. Letting the arms, the back of your triceps snuggle in next to your ribs, fingertips pointing to the sky. Walking your heels comfortably close to your bum, but keeping them about hip distance apart. Feet are parallel. And as you press down through your shoulders, through the back of your upper arms, begin to lift your hips, lift your chin. Inhaling to rise. Exhale to soften through the feet. Couple more breaths here. Smooth and steady. Inhale through the nose. Smooth and steady. Exhale through the nose. And your next exhale, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Let your palms just rest open beside you and let both knees fall towards the left, letting that right shoulder stay grounded. Might feel nice to take your gaze over that right shoulder. And inhale, knees back through center. Let them drift to the other side, and perhaps your gaze now looks over your left. Slow down your breath and inhale everything back to center. And then from here, setting up for Shavasana, so outstretching one leg and then the other, letting yourself let go of all effort now, of effort in the breath, and effort in your body, finding that sweet release and that sweet support of the ground beneath you, balancing all that effort we just put forth in this practice by surrendering and letting go fully and completely, softening the muscles in your face, letting the fingers just gently curl in, letting the feet gently flap out. Soft belly, soft breath. As always, take as much time as you possibly can in this most important ending posture of Shavasana. But when it feels complete for you, I invite you to just deepen the breath, bring some movement back into your body. Knowing there is no rush. As you're ready, beginning to hug your knees in, and in whatever way is most comfortable for you, helping yourself up to a comfortable seated posture, Sukhasana, sweet pose. So whatever that means for you. If you'd like, you could bring your hands in front of heart center once again, bringing back that intention of discernment. bringing awareness to when you might be pushing too hard and when you might need to bring some care in. A great lesson for not only the mat, but for the rest of our lives. So I'll encourage you to see where you can interweave this in other parts of your life. My heart to yours. Namaste.